Hello my friends. It's been a while since you've seen me do a cooking video of epic proportions, and since this is the day before the fall of 2015, what you're seeing right now is what I'm currently cooking right now at 315 degrees. And it's still baking. Now, this won't be a long video, but it'll be a fairly short video. However, I'm going to tell you how you can make this for yourself. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this, well, I'm going to wrap this in one of my hands right here, like so. And I'm actually going to do this. Actually just going to show you what I am currently cooking right now. So if smoke gets in your faces through the camera, my apologies. But as you can tell, it's smelling so good. Now I just recently came back from McDonald's, and if you can hear that, that is the oven. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this out. Like so. And show you exactly when I cooked. Because when I got back, you know, they were flipped over. And like so, bam, smoke in your face. This is what I'm cooking for New Year's Eve. Now this is my first attempt at a pot roast, and as you can see, it is indeed very much cooking. And as you can tell, what happened was I came in from dinner because I figured since I'm not going to really cook for tomorrow, this is what's being made for tomorrow. Now what I'm going to actually do tomorrow is actually get some stir-fried vegetables to go with this. So I'm sharing with you right now how you can make your own pot roast. I got this from Superior. Yes, there's a supermarket called Superior, and these cost about $26, $26 at the most. They're really good, really big pot roasts. And what I did was, as you see, this is what my old man did just now, not too long ago. He actually added some onions, and as you can see, around the onions are the peppers that I added. Now what I used for seasoning was a mixture of beef rub, teriyaki sauce, actually let me show it to you from here. You see what I used was some onion powder, Mrs. Dash, black pepper, a bit of seasoned salt, as I said before, teriyaki marinade. Goes great with whatever kind of meats I'm cooking. And I of course use steak rub. Now what I did before, to make this was I had to pat down everything in one good filling. So it's like all the seasoning that I put down, the minced dash, the steak rub, the seasoned salt, all that I basically pat down on both sides. And as you can see, they both basically just like I said before I left, they were on one side. And what I did was I stuffed some peppers in between the roast. So therefore, the roast is definitely cooking. It was cooking when I was leaving. So I started at 4. It is now 6 now. So about 30 some odd minutes. 30 some odd minutes, I believe. I'm gonna give it until like 7:15, something like that. Because I started around 4-ish. I started around 4-ish, so therefore what I did was cook for the first half. Then my old man got up. And he actually helped with putting in the second half, which is basically the onion. Even though it already had onion powder in it, but having live onions. But having live onions, they really do help with the process of the seasoning. So therefore, with the process handle, and mind you, they both ate, so I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to really worry about them. And I just came back from dinner myself, so therefore, I'm full. So in this case, this took about, as I stated, it is 6:25 right now. If I can get a good glance at it. Sorry, my hand's covering, but it is right now 6:25. I just came in about 10 minutes ago, and from what I can tell you, within 30 minutes time, I'm getting about 30 to 40 minutes. From what I was told, it is at this point very tender. So tonight I'm focusing on the main dish. Tomorrow I'm going to be working on side dish, which is going to be stir fry. A big heaping skillet of stir fries. That's why you're looking at the skillet right now. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to go down to the store, get some stir fry, and do it at the same time, like around 3 something. Now, when I take it out, it's going to take about like maybe a good 5 hours to cool. I'm going to say it like that. It's going to be a good 5 hours to cool because, well, it just is. Another thing I want to show you that I did over the holiday season, or whatever is left of the holiday season, is the last of what tends to be the ham that we've been eating throughout the holiday season. This is what is this is what's left over of the ham that we had over that we had over the holiday season. And I can tell you how you can cook this ham too. Well, it won't be like this, but you know, this is what we did for like 2 weeks. This is what had been done within the time of 2 weeks. And let me tell you. No, actually, it hasn't been that long. It's just been like, we ate this ham for about 4 days. 4 days. And I cooked it last week. So it technically has been a week. Almost 2 weeks. Almost, yeah, it's almost 2 weeks, but it has been something like this. But I will share with you what I did to make this ham as sweet as it was. For those who like spiral ham, I can tell you that what you can do is, if you have something like some cherry soda, any kind of cherry soda, work it with the glaze. Now, you know the powdered glaze. I highly suggest that if you're going to do this, cook the ham first, then work the glaze. Because, let me tell you, the best kind of glaze is one when you use something like cherry Coke or some. I highly recommend cherry Coke. Now, whether it's a big bottle or a small bottle, I went to 7-Eleven for this. But whether it's a big bottle or a small bottle, what you do to this is, while it's cooking, what you want to do is you want to smear it over the ham. You want to smear it over the ham like so. Just pretend that this was a full ham right now. I had to break it up by hand because, you know, it was so easy to break apart, and you know, within 2 weeks, I could pretty much say within about a week, not 2 weeks, but it kind of felt like 2 weeks. But within a week time, what you do is you just let it simmer on the ham. You just cover with the ham. You make sure that you glaze. I mean, that when you make the glaze, you smear it over the ham. You smear it over the ham and make sure that it covers most of it. And then when you're done with it, what you do is you actually pour it in a big container like that, a big Tupperware container like that, and technically all you do is after that is just let it sit there. Now, what you can also do is like take most of it off, like say about 80% of it off. You can take about 80% of it off, and about, like, say, leave 20% on the glaze. You can leave 20% on the glaze, and just take 80% of it off, because, you know, it'll just basically like submerge the ham in its cherry flavorness. So yes, cherry flavorness. So what you're going to do is simply, you're going to cook it for 3 hours. My suggestion is, if you're going to cook it for 3 hours, put it to around a range between 300 or 310 at the most. No higher than 315. 315 at the most. If you're cooking a roast like that, I suggest the same thing. 300 to 315. You cannot go any higher. You can't go any higher than that, because you will burn it. You won't tenderize it. You will burn it. So therefore, you basically just add some water around that. That's what you saw. That's what's making that nice little flavorful gravy of sorts. You're actually making a nice gravy with just water and just some flavoring. but it comes out pretty nicely. So you're getting some oven etiquette right here, because as you can tell, for anything, for any kind of meat, whether it's a ham, a roast, a steak, or even hamburgers, 315. And let me tell you another thing. When you oven roast hamburgers, they come out so nice and juicy, much better than what you do for skillet. But they come out so nice and juicy. I kid you not. They do come out so nice and juicy that basically it's like you're eating at a restaurant. Not a fast food joint, but you're eating at a restaurant. Because I've been to a restaurant in which it's in West LA. Actually, no, it's not in West LA. It's in East LA. It's in East LA, in which it's called Hamburger Hamlet. Hamburger Hamlet, and they really do have some really nice hamburgers, because they don't cook them like on the grill or something like that. They actually cook them in an oven, and they actually slow roast it. So I've learned the art of slow roasting. Slow roasting is probably the best thing you can actually do, because let me tell you, there's nothing more tastier than having something cooked for a solid 3 hours, flipped over, still having the juices within it, still having the flavor, the aroma just come through the house, and people just instantly adore it. They just instantly adore it. So within the time that, you know, my cousin's been gone, I've been cooking. But I've been cooking, you know, I've been cooking for like 3 days. So that's the reason why I don't really cook for like, you know, 1 day. But I try to make something last for at least 3 days. No longer than 3 days. I mean, if it's really good, it will last for at least 4 days tops, if not 3 days. Like the ham I just showed you, it only lasted for about 4 days. 4 days because I cooked it on Christmas Eve. But aside from that, what you're seeing right here, this is something I'm going to be working on later. These are the dishes I'm actually going to be working on later. That's what I did before I left for dinner. And probably what I'm going to do is, after all of this, I'm just going to go to 7-Eleven and get myself a big gulp. Yes, that thing right there, I'm getting a big gulp. Apparently, 7-Eleven by my house, the big gulps like that do not cost 99 cents, but it costs $8.39. But I will get this regardless, because god damn it, I earned it. But this is like a end of the year edition of the Tenkaichi of cooking, as I just presented to you my first pot roast and my holiday ham. So, to you, my friends, I have to ask if you really want me to show you how to actually cook something, or in a matter of speaking, if you have some suggestion on what I should cook in the near future, please, by all means, do drop a comment or so, whether on my channel or on this video, and you can actually, you know, drop me a request, because I might actually do it. If not on camera, then you will see the process of it. But either way, if I made you hungry or otherwise, I have done my job, and I'm even more grateful for it. So in this case, that was my last cooking video of 2015. Stay tuned for my last Let's Play live video that will be happening very soon on my channel. So until then, take care, God bless, and as always, Tenkai Muso.